all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? So I've been on feminism, and I wanted to use a clip. Shout out to the Lapeef channel. I guess they letting him out of YouTube jail because he's starting to come back into my algorithm. In any case, a clip showed up, and then I went to the actual stream that the clip came from, because I've never heard feminism explained so wonderfully. You'll see what I mean in a minute. And I've never seen the display of the feminist mindset made so clearly. That's what I mean. The mindset. So I'm not going to take too much time up with the setup. Now, we just going to let it play a little bit.
Let's keep it a buck. The man sacrifices himself for the family. She brought up the fact that a man might cheat later, and that does happen. Let's keep it real. So do women. Women also cheat, but men sacrifice their time. They sacrifice going out and providing. If you have a good man who's going to be there, they're protecting you. They're making sure the family is okay. So when people decide to get together, we're both making a sacrifice. And it's not all, oh, woe is me as a woman. If that's not the life you want to live, don't live it. Nowadays, there's plenty of women deciding not to do it, but don't decide to do it and then say, oh, I had to sacrifice everything for love. That was your choice. You wanted those kids. You wanted a husband. You wanted this life. So yes, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. I think the problem nowadays is that women are getting so selfish, and we just believe that everything should be about us. It's not. And you got to be okay with that, especially if you have a family.
I will add that I think the expectation do kind of dawns in when the women get to a specific age, because then she found herself becoming a statistic. And when I say statistic, what I mean is most women don't work long enough or consistent enough to be able to have any savings left or any retirement to be able to stop working. And I think what is the statistic is, I think it's nearly half of women aged 55 to 66 have no personal savings and end up relying on Social Security to survive. So I think you can kind of see the calm before the storm. And then you think to yourself, maybe I should kind of get out and probably try to find love. So I think the expectation comes maybe around when the time they hit the wall, or work fatigue, maybe having children out of wedlock, or unexpected births during sexual recklessness can cause them to that expectation to kind of dawn in at a later time.
Did you want to respond, Andrea, real quick before we go to Trev?
Okay. I think that, I don't know, it's a lot being said. So I don't think that it's selfish for women to have dreams and ambition and goals and to pursue them and focus on herself and her own personal life. I think that some people have families and it may not have really been what they wanted per se, but it may have been something that the society has told them they should want. And I think that to like almost crack down on feminism because women are advocating other women to pursue their goals and their dreams. I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot of negative talk about women pursuing their own independence and deciding to break barriers and not live a traditional lifestyle. I think to answer the question why women are saying no to traditional lifestyles, I think because they are stepping outside of the box and outside of their comfort zone and doing things that are not familiar to women in general because the way society has told women they should be acting. So I don't know. I think it's very healthy. I think all women should probably do more research into feminism and leaders in the feminist movement.
What negative statements are you hearing?
I didn't hear anything negative either. I was trying to figure out did somebody anything negative?
I think it was
Cause them to the expectation to kind of dawn in at a later time.
I rewound it for a reason. Listen to her again.
Did you want to respond, Andrea, real quick before we go to Trev?
Okay. I think that, I don't know, it's a lot being said. So I don't think that it's selfish for women to have dreams and ambition and goals and to pursue them and focus on herself and her own personal life. I think that some people have families and it may not have really been what they wanted per se, but it may have been something that the society has told them they should want. And I think that to like almost crack down on feminism because women are advocating other women to pursue their goals and their dreams. I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot of negative talk about women pursuing their own independence and deciding to break barriers and not live a traditional lifestyle. I think to answer the question why women are saying no to traditional lifestyles, I think because they are stepping outside of the box and outside of their comfort zone and doing things that are not familiar to women in general because the way society has told women they should be acting. So I don't know. I think it's very healthy. I think all women should probably do more research into feminism and leaders in the feminist movement.
What negative statement?
She recited nearly verbatim the propaganda of feminism, the propaganda that women were given. She recited nearly verbatim the propaganda of feminism, that women need to come out of the box. We're going to examine the language, step out of the box, out of the comfort zone of traditionalism and what women are expected to do. And that women in 2025 should do more study on feminism and the leaders of the feminist movement, because somehow this one doesn't think women understand it. And she's still reciting the propaganda that feminism is only about breaking barriers for women, and it's only about pursuing her own goals, and it's only about making sure she's happy and not doing what society has said women ought to do, and not being in the box that society traditionally have put women in. To still be believing the propaganda of feminism in 2025 of the Gregorian calendar is diabolical work. To still be peddling, reciting, believing, and perpetuating the feminist propaganda in the year of the Gregorian calendar of 2025 is nasty work. You mean to tell me that we are living in the failed aftermath of all that feminism has wrought among women, women alone, and the community as a whole? We're looking at women have never been more single, more depressed, more homeless, more in poverty. The marriage rate has never been lower. The separation of Black men and women on a social, familial, and romantic scale, it has never been more separated. We have never had as much disdain for one another as we have in recent decades, which is a direct effect of the women embracing coming out of your comfort zone. Which zone is that? What is the zone? Feminism gave birth to this concept.
I said, as long as you got your own house, as long as you got your own transportation, and as long as you got your own income, it don't matter what a ninja got to say.
Feminism gave rise to that sentiment, and they have run with that sentiment. With no balance, with no structure, with no understanding. I have never seen women beg for men as much as I've seen them beg for men in these recent years. I've never seen more promiscuous women. I've never seen more shameless women. I have never seen more emboldened, crass women. I have never seen the like of such women. Women have lost touch with everything that a woman could be and with everything that makes women great. They have gone so far as to not have a good grasp on hygiene, cleanliness, things that used to be taboo, not taboo anymore. They get online and they say anything about anything. And you want to sit on a panel in 2025 to talk about the propaganda of feminism and about how it helps women. Help them do what? Help the women do what? Help them do what? What did feminism help them do? What did coming out of the box help women to do? Foolishness. Like Gayle King and all them goofballs that went into the upper atmosphere for 10 minutes. Do you know how much money it costs to send them chicken heads to the stratosphere and back? Talking about they went to space. You did not go to space. You did not go to space, okay? You went up in the air a couple of miles higher than the highest altitude of a jumbo jet. I'm not trying to hear nothing no different. For all intents and purposes, they had a girls' trip to the upper stratosphere, y'all. Millions of tax dollars to do so. You could have took a hot air balloon ride and got that kind of thrill. You could have went to where they do hot air balloon rides, wherever they provide that kind of ride. I'm sure you can find places that specialize in offering that kind of entertainment. How much money did it take to train them chicken heads on how to be in the spaceship, the safety protocol, you know, the takeoff sequences? You could have gotten a hot air balloon for that. You could have went, all y'all could have went to them I-fly places, you know, where they imitate, they simulate jumping out of a plane. I kind of want to do that. Them little fly place, them I-fly places, and they simulate you jumping out of a plane. So they had a bit the air coming up, you know, to the point where you stay
afloat in the air. You know, you don't drop down and bust your head. And they put you on the gear that you would have if you were jumping out of a plane. And then they could have simulated that. They could have went over there to do that. Yet in a recession and a depression. I'm going to talk about that in another video. The tariffs and the China thing. I'm going to talk about that because Black folk, we need to talk about that. But that's another video. They ain't go to no space. Okay? They went to the upper part of the atmosphere where you cannot be without some apparatus to help you breathe and stuff like that. Mankind has not got no further than the upper reach just out of the atmosphere of Earth to where they can see the Earth like a satellite. Mankind has not got no further than that. That moon landing was a lie. Argue with your mama. Mankind has gotten no further than far enough away from the earth so that you could see the earth. That's how far mankind, actual human beings, have gotten. We got pictorial evidence of that. We got evidence of that. That moon landing didn't happen. Because if the moon landing had happened, why we can't go back? If they could figure out how to get to the moon in, what was it, the 60s, 50s, 60s, when was that moon landing supposed to happen? It is 2025. You mean to tell me that our technological advance has not gotten us to the point where we can regularly go back and forth to the moon, but we supposed to have did it with inferior technology in the 60s, sitting in a sprocket? Stop playing with me. I don't know how I got on space. I don't know how, but we're going to circle it back. Now you don't know. You went to the moon. It was such a big deal. We ain't even heard no other country go. We have not heard that. We have not heard nor had any physical evidence that human beings have been physically to the moon. They can send them little rovers, but them just machines. I can do the machine. The machine don't make, the machine is all right. And I don't even know if they did it because they ain't go back either. I got that because we started talking about Gayle King and that fake space deal they just got through doing. I don't even know what the purpose of that was. What was that? And the rovers could be anywhere. I'm not even trying to deny that. I do believe that Allah lets us see, but he don't let us touch. Allah lets us see, but he don't let us touch. I can see Allah letting us see it because that can inspire belief in him, seeing his creation, seeing all that he has done that we can't do and that we don't really understand, to let us see it, to let us see space, to let us see the other planets, to let us see the stars, to let us see, but don't let us touch those things. That I can understand. That I get that part. So I be believing it when they have the telescope and they looking. Looking is not going and touching. Just like I was telling them in Discord last night, I don't really believe the dinosaur situation. I don't really believe that. The way they describe dinosaurs, I'm very doubtful, very skeptical about that whole situation too. But I'm getting way off track. Cause I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Cause with the little bitty arms, cause what is you accomplishing? You know what? I'm not gonna do it, Isaiah. I'm not. I promise you, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go. We're gonna take let me get myself back together. I'm gonna take a commercial break. And we're gonna come back. So after these messages, we'll be right back. I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com. Go and get some of the best body butter that you are going to use. The best that's on the market, period. Better than what you're going to find in Victoria's Secrets and Bath and Body Works and all of that. This is actually better, and I've used them all. And I've used this too. And this is actually better. Go to ashkicking.com. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. If this is going to be your first time ordering, use the promo code Crimson to receive a 10% discount on your very first order. Once again, it's pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. All right. I owe you guys a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to, I realize I haven't been doing that, and I correlate that to the super chats. Thank you, Ty. Said they went to space wearing them Sheen spacesuits, thinking their science is not from Sheen. And thank you for the Cash App. I appreciate the person that sent me a Cash App just now. So I'm gonna get my mind back right. I'm gonna get my mind back. Let's go back to what was said.
Statements are you hearing?
Yeah.
To like almost crack down on feminism because women are advocating other women to pursue their goals and their dreams. I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot of negative talk about women.
Cause them to the expectation to kind of dawn in at a later time.
Did you want to respond, Andrea, real quick before we go to Trev?
Okay. I think that, I don't know, it's a lot being said. So I don't think that it's selfish for women to have dreams and ambition and goals and to pursue them and focus on herself and her own personal life. I think that
let's talk about that for a second. To focus on her own dreams and personal life. That is not what feminism is. That the disingenuous nature of even phrasing it like that ticks me off. Feminism has never been as simple as just women encouraging other women to simply be better human beings or more well-rounded human beings. That is not what feminism has been. The result of feminism, the fallout from the nuclear bomb that has been feminism, has been females trying very hard to gain superiority over men by trying to escape the purpose and the nature of women. We'll let her continue so you can understand what I'm talking about.
That some people have families and it may not have really been what they wanted per se, but it may have been something that the society has told them they should want. And I think that to like almost crack down on feminism because women are advocating other women to pursue their goals and their dreams. I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot of negative talk about.
Let's talk about that part. Advocating other women to pursue. If feminism was nothing more than me telling Sister Bethshua, go ahead and open that spice store. I'm using you, sis. Go ahead and open up that spice store. You grow real good spices and you can your vegetables. You should open up that canning store. You should open up that spice business. If feminism was nothing more than a simple sisterly, encouragement for another woman to do some of the things that she had been thinking about, then why is it that the family is in shambles after? Why do the men so you telling me that the men do not want, they have denied, they have stiff-armed women that simply want to open up a canning business? That what you telling me? You telling me that men have said, we ain't marrying none of you hoes, because you hoes is out here trying to be sisterly with one another and telling this sister she should open up a bakery business and telling that lady that she should open up a daycare, and we are not having it as men. You hoes need to be back here, barefoot, stupid, pregnant, and bald-headed. And that's the only thing we gonna take. We ain't taking y'all trying to have a brain. We not trying to take y'all have to read a book. We not accepting no women that can, you know what I'm saying, that can read or count. We don't like women that can count. We don't like women that can read. We like you stupid and ignorant. And you do what I say because you don't know nothing else. I could tell you to jump off a bridge into an alligator's mouth and you gonna do it because you don't know that alligators bite you when you get down there. That's what we want. Is that what you saying? So why the men don't like it? What was it not to like? If it was nothing more than simply bettering yourself as a woman, if it was nothing more than that, if it was as innocent as that, then what the men mad at? What they mad at? Are you trying to convince me that men literally don't want you to have brain in your head? And that they got mad, literally mad at the women because we was huddled up in the corner with a book talking about some Johnny ran back. What you doing in there? Nothing. Like a slave. If it was nothing more than simply elevating your mind and your educational level and all that kind of stuff, if it was nothing more than that, why your kids can't read? If it was nothing more than that, why the father's out of the home so bad? If it was nothing more than that, why you alienate the daddies out the kids' lives and stuff like that? You go to court and argue with the judge, and you know you don't want them to visit, and you want them to pay $50,000 a minute for child support, and then you don't want them to see. Why you do that then? What is with that? Why you got to beg? If it was just that simple, why you gotta beg the men to come to singles events that they ain't gonna come to? If it was just that simple, why do y'all get on everybody's internet to talk about where you don't go and what kind of money he got to have? If it was as simple as making yourself a better woman, why did it end up hoeing? Why is hoeing the better woman? Why you got a hoe to be out of, you know what I'm saying, and just coming into your own? Why coming into your own is hoeing? Why is discovering yourself as a woman, why do that involve various penises to come in and out of your life? Why is that a part of finding who you are and elevating as a woman? How do penises elevate you as a woman? I want to know. The only time penis elevates you as a woman is if it's attached to a man that like you and that's with you. And he worked to elevate other things about you as well. That's the only time. Huh? When you marry that penis, it's supposed to help you. It's supposed to give you some act right. Tell me I'm lying. Stop me when I'm lying. It's supposed to give you some act right. It's supposed to put you in a better mood. Huh? Put a smile on your face and a skip in your step. Huh? Other penises don't do that. I would go on to say that these strange penises that y'all hopping in and out drag you down. They don't lift you up. They drag you down. It drag you down. It take everything out of you that you're supposed to have as a woman. That's why you're so empty. That's why you ain't got nothing in your head, and you ain't got nothing in your heart, and you ain't got nothing in your spirit. Because you have let all of these various penises take it out of you. And these men that was attached to these penises did not even like you. Y'all running around here giving y'all bodies to men that do not even like you. Let's talk about that for a minute. Because you think when men come to have sex with you, they like you. No, they do not. No, they don't. That is not hand in hand. They ain't got to like you. I have told women that absent the committed marriage and relationship, a man's sexual energy is among the least valuable and lowest energy he can ever give you. Especially when it don't come with no kind of commitment or relationship. It is the lowest, least valuable of all of the energy that he can give to you, because he would literally give that to just about any woman that'll have it. He gives it to women he like. He gives it to women he don't like. He gives it to women he think is fine. He gives it to women that he don't think is fine. They just think they'll accept it. He don't care. Okay? Men don't care nothing about you till he care about you. If he don't demonstrate caring about you, he don't care about you. It's the way it is. And you can like it or you can lump it. How many times men got to tell you, sometimes we be having sex and we don't even really like her. She just have good sex, so, or she's available all the time. Every time I call her, she ready, so you like her? No, I don't like her. That ain't my girl. Will cringe at the thought. Will literally turn his nose up at the thought. Ain't none of my girl. He could have just left your house doing some of the most debaucherous things that he could think of. And if somebody say, is that your girl? That ain't none of my girl. I don't even like her. Stop me when I lie. Stop thinking something going on special because a man want to give you some penis. He want to give anybody some penis. Do you understand that? He want to give anybody some, any woman that's even somewhat decent, somewhat. And she going, he'll go. It have to be some real diabolical stuff going on for that man to be like, I'm not even gonna hit that. No. You got to be diabolical. You got to be either just gross, you stink, you nasty. It's got to be something that turn him off so bad that no matter how you offer it to him, he ain't taking it. And that you down bad as a female if that's what's going on. But that's feminism. Feminism was coming out of the box. We're gonna explain the box.
Women pursuing their own independence and deciding to break barriers and not live a traditional lifestyle. I think to answer the question why women are saying no to traditional lifestyles, I think because they are stepping outside of the box and outside of their comfort zone and doing things that are not familiar to women in general. Because
out of the box and the comfort zone. Now we had to talk about what's the box. What's the box? What's the box? The box is a woman's purpose. And the purpose of women is what? The purpose of women is what? Men. And who created that box? Who created the box? Allah created the box. Allah created the box. Allah, the Most High, created the box. He created that box and put women in it. Specifically, we are created. He states the purpose of female creation. This is not a mystery. This is not something we had to figure out through context clues. No. Allah was very straightforward. He was as straightforward about what women were for as he was about what men were for. He gave men a purpose. He told men that they are to be the Khalifa. They are the vicegerent of the earth. They are to caretake the earth and its inhabitants. Allah made men, the apex predator on it, the most intelligent being on it, in order to fulfill his position of caretaking it. He created a helper. He created a woman to help him do that, to give him respite and comfort when he's not doing the vicegerent outside job. The helpmeet. The purpose of the female is the man. We fulfill our duty to Allah by first obeying Allah's laws that supersede men. Allah's laws that supersede men, that don't have nothing to do with men. For one, belief in Allah. That has nothing to do with men. You should not, as a woman, you should not have to wait until a man tell you to believe in Allah to believe in Allah. That's your responsibility. You got to believe in Allah whether they're men or not. For Muslims, we gotta make salah. We gotta read Quran. We gotta dress modestly. That is to happen with or without a man. So there are laws that supersede men that don't have nothing to do with a man. Eating halal food, not, things of that nature. And then, if Allah bless you with a husband, you follow the first set of laws first, the laws that don't have nothing to do with the husband. Because the husband can't supersede that law anyway. He doesn't have the authority to go over a law. That's why the hierarchy is God-man, not man-God. It's God-man. And then woman. Because a part of fulfilling the duty of what we're supposed to give to Allah is actually giving it to our husbands too, to give our husbands deference, respect, submission. So the box that she's talking about that women need to come out of is created by Allah. It's Allah's box. It's his box. He created us with our nature, and he assigned us roles that we're generally supposed to fulfill in order to satisfy that nature. And as much as women don't like that, a part of that fulfillment of your that you receive is the fulfillment of your purpose, which is men. They don't like that because when they don't do it, they still don't be satisfied. That's how you know feminism is a lie. Telling women that they don't have to do that in order to be satisfied and fulfilled as people. They did that. They went away from the order of Allah. They went away, did quote unquote their own thing. Are they happy? Them the most complainingest women ever. All them women do is complain. All them women do is complain. They complain about how their life is lonely. They complain about how they ended up. They complain about the loneliness. They complain about not having men. They complain that the men don't talk to them. They complain that they can't get married. They complain about the very men that they said they need to decenter. Decentering men means I am removing the purpose that Allah gave me, and I'm quote unquote replacing it with something else. But the something else didn't work. The something else doesn't work. Because if the something else worked, you'd be content with it. And you are not. You would be as happy as you try to convince the world that you are. If you're happy and content and at peace, who are you trying to convince? Me or you? If everything that you have done up until this point with perpetuating and living the feminist lifestyle. If all of that has ended up with you being content and at peace and satisfied with your life, who you telling it to? Why you getting on the internet constantly trying to tell people, I mean, I'm okay. Are you? But are you though? Because if you was okay, you would have to keep saying you was okay. Sound like you trying to convince somebody that you are all right. Because people who are content, they don't be telling nobody, you know, I'm content. Because it's weird. It's weird. Y'all know I'm content, right? Huh? I mean, okay. I guess good for you. But man, y'all, I wake up every day and I'm content. Feminists and being content with that and trying to fake like they content with that is like people that try to convince you they got money by buying a bunch of stuff. Man, you know, I just bought this watch, man. You know, I just bought this car. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm balling. Are you? Look like you got a bunch of foolishness that you done spent your money on, look like to me. Every time they show up, they got this kind of chain on. They got this kind of car they driving. They got these kind of shoes. This, you know, and they study talking about, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just balling. You know, it's just like it. Really, really. And them be the very ones, credit be bad. They be running scams. They be still living in the hood. Them cars be rented. The jury be fake. What are you doing? It's all a lie. It's a lie. You ain't got no money. You had $1 or $2 scratching around in your pocket, and you don't even know what to do with them. So you just do stupid stuff with it. That's just like feminists. That's just like these hyenas. You don't even get what you supposed to have. You got a couple of little things that you all right with, and you just throw that up in folks' face. You know, I got a degree, and you know, I got it. You know, I live in a nice house, and you know, you're renting a nice apartment. Like, stop it. And there ain't nothing wrong with renting an apartment. Stop trying to act like this is a house you buying, though. Stop it. I'm gonna get out of here. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna talk about it in depth another time. But why is Black people acting like, I don't get it. Why are we acting like we don't know that stuff is made in China? Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? I mean, I just want to know, why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? Why are we acting brand new? Why are we acting brand new? Why is Black folk acting brand new with that? What's wrong with y'all? Man, they just said they were making Jordan for duh. You've been know that for the last 40 years, and you've been buying Jordans ever since for $150, $200. That's how we know where fake Jordans come from. Because we know that they're made out of the same factory. They have the blueprint. They got the, you know what I'm saying, the pattern for how to do it. Why Black people acting like this? Why we acting like we don't know that the so-called Gucci's and Louis and stuff like that is made at a discount, and the markup is because they're selling it with the name. But who thought that though? I'm trying to figure out who thought that part though. We be acting so stupid though. Like, that's one thing I don't like about us. We can get real stupid. We get real dumb when we want to be dumb. Yes, the stupid Gucci bag that you buy, it was made in the same place that the stupid fake Gucci bag is at. Now, mind you, a lot of those things do have certain markers that they put to differentiate, which is how it can get appraised. Well, this is an authentic bag. This is a good fake, but it's a fake one. Da 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 da. You know, blah 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 blah. But why is we acting brand new about it? What, you feeling some type of way because you used to clown people for quote unquote buying the fake one? And please understand that what I'm not a label person. I don't care about it having to be a particular label, and I don't care nothing about that. But I will say this: a lot of them knockoffs are of a lower quality, because I've seen fake bags and they tear up. They be toe up. You can't keep it 6 months. It'll tear up. So there is a such thing as it's made out of inferior material or technique, so it don't last as long. There's a such thing as that. So we also not gonna act like quality is not a thing, because it depends on what it is. Sometimes you can't buy the cheap version. You gotta buy the real version of things. And sometimes it don't matter which version you buy, because it's all the same stuff. You got to think about that. You gotta think about that. That's why I don't buy the so-called real or the knockoff. I don't buy none of it. Like just having to have a label. Mm-mm. I think I only have like 2 purses that would be considered like a name brand. I got one Coach purse and I got a Michael Kors bag. It's like a waist bag. And you get them on sale. Like the Coach bag I got from Coach, but it was on sale. Right. Coach has a good leather. It's definitely not the same kind of level of bag you're going to get out of the beauty supply store. So I'm not going to do that either. A Coach bag and a beauty supply store bag is different. Now, you may not want to pay a lot for Coach, but if you go in a beauty supply store and get a purse, you're going to have to get it again in 2 months. You have to go ahead and get it again because the line ain't going to tear up. The line ain't going to tear up. I buy them too. I buy bags off of Amazon. I don't care. If I think it's cute, I'm gonna buy it. I go in Five Below and get little change purses and wallets. Stop playing with me. I just was trying to figure out why black people, like, why we acting like we don't know stuff made in China. You know that stuff made in China. I ain't trying to hear folks didn't know that. I be on Temu and Shein. I be buying stuff off of Shein. This shirt come from Shein. Like, stop playing. I don't know why y'all was so enthralled over a particular, it's gotta be a Louis, it's gotta be a product. Whatever. The glasses is from Shein. They got a bunch of them. These glasses be like $3. Please don't believe that I pay more than like $3-4 for glasses. I will go to the beauty supply store and get sunglasses. Stop playing. They be 2 for $5. Dare I say this, that they do tend to understate things. Thank you. John Teal says, like we came in riding on a falling star to knock their heads between the washer and dryer for learning, reading, writing, and book learning. Thank you, Quiet Face. Keep speaking the truth. Keep being an example of virtuous woman. The voice of the gutter snipe is too loud on this internet. Thank you, Devon, for your super sticker. I appreciate you, good brother. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lewis. Said men have 2 heads and a woman appealing to one doesn't mean she appeals to the other. Queens and queens, 2 different type of women. One appeals to both heads, one just one.
Thank you. Zulu said howdy from Harvey. Been a minute since I called live. We fell out of order once we started listening to outside opinions about our community. Thank you for the cash apps for those who send cash apps too. And Sister Beshel has been a member for 13 months. I appreciate all your support, sis. Said, did you see the black woman who got excited about approved to buy a Birkin bag, a $38,000 bag that was probably made for $1,400 in China? You know what? I'm gonna try to find that video because I swear. Because girl, hold on. I'm trying to find, because yes, I did see it to answer your question. Oh, it's been a minute. I wanted to, because you brought it up and I wanted to show people that I don't know if y'all have seen that video. It was absolutely crazy. The way this woman was acting over a bag, I could have popped her for that. Because why you acting like that? Why are you doing that? I'm not going to be able to find it. It's going to take me forever. I could find it, but it's going to take me like forever to do so. That's the problem. Because I seen it a while ago and I saved so much stuff. It's way in the back. God, I wish, man, because I just seen it a little while ago too again, but I didn't save it again because I already had it. But yes, to answer your question, sis, I definitely saw that. Thank you. Anyone can learn. Said excellent content as usual. I appreciate you. You sent it in Discord. Hold on. Oh, it's talking about it ain't available. I guess it ain't for me to show it. But in any case, she fell out. She was and to top it all off, y'all, the bag was ugly. That's the get you got you. The bag was ugly. You talking about a $30,000-$40,000 bag and it was ugly. Michael Kors bags cost like $200 some and they was so much prettier than that bag. You can go to Marshall's and get a bag look better than that bag. You can go to Marshall's and get a bag that looked better than that bag. That bag was square and ugly. It was an ugly color and everything. That bag was ugly. That's what I was tripping on. The bag was ugly. It was kind of small. It was like a weird orangish color. It had stupid little pockets on it. I'm like, what's with the pockets? Those are ugly little pockets. What is that? I wouldn't have wanted to be seen with that purse.
discount. Baby, I wouldn't have bought that purse if Payless was still around and selling it. I wouldn't have bought that purse with a coupon. Victoria's Secret sell better purses than that, and they don't really sell purses. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. I was just trying to figure out why she was hollering. Oh my God. Like, what is you doing? I just shook my head at that video. I had such secondhand embarrassment, I almost couldn't finish it. I don't know that I've watched that video all the way through. I was so disturbed by how she was acting for this bag. I was so disturbed. Even them people kind of stopped and just looked at her. That lady said, please. I didn't understand it. I'm just thinking about how she was acting for a bag. It was a bag. It's a purse, ma'am. Ma'am. Bachelor said, I saw a black woman on TikTok referring to their Le Creuset. Did I say that right? Probably not. Cookware collection as Birkins. At least those are some things that are actually used. I mean, yeah, a cook set at minimum. Brother asked, what's with the obsession with purses? Some women do have obsessions with purses. I literally got like 2 purses. So I'm not a purse hog. If I see one cute, I get it. But I ain't too worried about it. So I had another purse, but I stopped using it because the color faded too bad. I had a Kate Spade, and it was like this really, really pretty pastel pink. And I liked it because it was pink. It was like that shade of pink. It was really cute. But the integrity of the purse was fine. Like the construction was fine. But the color, like the dye, I guess they must use a cheap dye or something like that, and it started rubbing off. At first, I thought it was dirt, so I cleaned it, but it's not dirt. It's just paint. I mean, dye that's not very good. And I was like, But anyway, I'm gonna get on up out of here. But before I get out of here, y'all need to check this out.
All of these styles and designs can be found at our Etsy shop in the description below. Aaliyah's Unique Boutique at Etsy.com. Follow us on IG at Aaliyah's Unique Boutique.
So the link for Aaliyah's Unique Boutique is pinned to the top of the chat. Go and check it out. Get your earrings there. They're handmade, hand-painted, hand-designed earrings. They're very lightweight. They're very beautiful as well. And the inventory gets updated on a regular basis. So if you go there and you don't quite see what you like now, check back in a few days and there should be additions to the site. Once again, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, Aaliyah's Unique Boutique. Go ahead and check it out. I'm going to, you gonna jump on a new Coach design. In my opinion, Coach is a good purse. Like the construction is very good. I have had no trouble out of that purse and I've had it for a few years. But to me personally, Michael Kors got the better looking purses. They cheaper than Coach. And to me, they look better. But that's just me. But they be coming in them cute little colors. I'm like, oh, I like that little color. But that's just me. Anyway, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host of The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.